Welcome back to the Ciaran and Josh experience. I'm Josh.
And I'm Ciaran.
And we have a very special guest
Very
today.
special.
His name is Cole Beeksma.
Hello, everyone.
So, Cole, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, no, don't feel free to be, just stretch the truth a bit if you want. Honestly, okay. No one really knows.
So I'm about 6'2". I'm very well built, very muscular.
He's an African American man.
I am a first year nursing student at Trinity Western.
Congratulations!
True.
Thank you, friends.
We don't have a clap track playing, but if we did, we would play it for you.
There would be a really nice clap track. So we're just sitting here recording the second episode. We're sipping on some real fine rosé, burning some cedar incense. Honestly, I'm a big fan of this rosé. I've only had one sip so far, but La Escapada, I believe the name.
La Escapada Cave Brut Rosé. The man at Liberty Wine Merchants recommended it to me when I said that my friend is a connoisseur of rosé, that being Josh. I actually got this bottle for him for his birthday recently.
And honestly, it's some of the best rosé I've ever had. I'm a big fan of it so far. Highly recommended.
Fruity, not too acidic.
Not too fruity though. You know, it's not too sweet. It's the right amount of sweet, the right amount of slightly bitter. You know, it bites, and it's got a real interesting fizz to it. You know, so it comes in. It's real nice. Just give it a try.
Keep in mind, it is room temperature though, so I mean, it can only get better than this.
True. As far as lukewarm rosé goes, I'd say this is. I think we're approaching the ceiling of what's possible here.
So let's talk about how we came to know young, fine Cole here. So I believe Cole and I actually went to preschool together, which we found out
not until last year, maybe.
Maybe last year, yeah. You know, Delta Christian Little Dolphins. It was great. It was a great time, and I have fond memories of a young 4-year-old Cole. He was such a fresh child.
Very, very fresh. I think I wore all black all the time.
And then he was going through his emo phase at a young age.
Yeah, has a little cuff on, like the side-swept hair, nose piercings.
Yeah, he was really, like, he loved Linkin Park.
Had it on a CD, what was it, a Discman?
Yeah, he would always roll into preschool with his Walkman, bumping like Linkin Park. And you know, what's the band that does Wake Me Up Inside?
Evanescence, I think it's called.
Yeah, that's Cole's. That was Cole's favorite song at that time. Yeah. He was a depressed little 3-year-old.
Oh yeah.
4-year-old. Yeah.
Very independent though.
Yeah, good for him. I mean, he at 3 years old managed to get enough money to buy a CD, which back in like 2003 was still relevant. So would have cost him a pretty penny. And you know what? If he's going to the trouble to get a nose piercing, I think you said. What was it? A nose piercing that you had?
In septum.
Oh, wow. Okay. Just a reminder, it's a PG-13 podcast that we run here. You can take those comments elsewhere, all right? Yeah. The admins on our Minecraft server, they're going to take you right down, son.
But I believe we actually started hanging out with Cole recently when we all went on a youth trip together a few years ago to Creation Festival.
Creation Festival.
What a place to be.
Shout out the 06.
Yeah, it was a real great time.
The 06, yeah. That was the 06 was the group that the age group, I guess, of our, we were grade 11-ish when we went down.
I think after grade 11, between grade 11 and 12.
Yeah, the summer. And we kind of, there were 6 of us that were about the same.
06.
Yeah, it's the 06, the original 6. That's what we called ourselves that week whenever we were bumming around, causing trouble. Whoa. All right there.
Riding around in a truck with the guy who's, Yeah.
Do you want to just? I think we should just segue because I'm just gonna nip this in the bud and say that's where I pretty much met Cole too.
Yeah. There were some good times there. There were some weird times. There was one night where
I think we should explain what Creation Fest is to people who don't know.
It's a music festival. It's a Christian music festival that we would go on a youth trip to. I mean, like majority of the time, you're not really going for the music. You're just going to hang out with a bunch of friends, and it's a fun time. It's fun. It's in Kennewick, Washington, which is like the desert.
Middle of nowhere.
Benton
Yeah,
County Fairgrounds.
Weird. Oh,
It's so weird, but
yeah,
but yeah,
a lot of fun.
yeah. There was some great memories to be had there. Lots of inside jokes always come out of that place. It's a good place to be. So but yeah, unfortunately, it's probably not gonna be happening anymore.
Yeah. Recently, I don't know if well, Creation Fest is kind of small, so I doubt that any of our listeners know if they've unless they've been to Creation Fest. Creation.
It's like it's not exactly small, but it's only big with like a very like kind of like niche group of people.
Yeah. To give you a perspective of how big this festival is, it's like there's 3 different festivals run by the same kind of group.
Actually 4.
There's 4 actually. Oh, really?
now there's 3.
There's 3, yeah.
The Creation Northwest. I thought Sunshine was dead too.
Is it really?
I thought so. Yeah.
Maybe.
So there was Creation Fest Northwest, the one we went to. Sunshine in I think is Wyoming.
Something like that.
Creation East, which is in Illinois. I want to say
somewhere, yeah.
Somewhere out east, and then Creation Southwest, right?
Yeah. No, it had some weird name that was like really interesting to pronounce, but
okay.
Yeah, it was something.
And it was all started by this one guy, Pastor Harry. I don't know his full name. But don't laugh, Cole. All right, the punchline's coming in later.
It's not a punchline.
Oh,
it's
okay,
really
sorry. Yeah, never mind. No,
It's
not
very
a punchline.
serious, and
It's
we're not
very-
making jokes about this.
Very serious. Not making jokes about this.
This is not a joking moment.
So Pastor Harry, he started a ministry and started all Creation Fest like 40 years ago, and he was even like. He's like the spiritual founder, I guess. So he'd come out and he would say a whole bunch of prayers, and he was on the.
There was like a festival currency, kind of like Canadian Tire money.
Yeah,
and his face was on it.
Yeah, it called it
like
Harry
the Queen.
Bucks or whatever. Yeah, you know what, Cole?
He's kind of like the queen of.
I would say
Creation
that is
Festival.
a great, little analogy. Is it an analogy?
don't know.
I was gonna go metaphor, but I don't think there's much to that.
No, it's not simile.
No,
But,
I guess metaphor. Oh yeah.
You know,
An analogy.
super sad. It was like found out like a bunch of people came out that he like molested a bunch of kids, which is like super messed up.
Mm-hmm.
And so Creation Northwest is not going through this year. And it could be back, but I don't know. It's a pretty big blow.
Yeah.
When your founder does something like that, and you find out that he's been doing it for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that's how we'd like to kick off the podcast today.
Yeah.
With a little bit of depressing news, and it's only going downhill from here. So.
Yeah, exactly. So if you have stayed on this long, first question, I don't know why you have.
Oh, we just hit 8 minutes.
Oh, we did hit it 8 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, hot damn. Don't know why you've stayed on this long to listen to this garbage. But if you have, you might as well just stay for the rest of it, honestly.
Yeah. It'll be a good time. Just keep listening. Please.
Yeah, please, God, keep listening. Josh, you want to kick it off with Josh has been sitting on this news story for a while now. He's kept it under wraps, and he won't tell Cole or I anything about it because he's trying to get our organic reaction, I guess, is what we're going for.
Okay,
and take it away.
Okay, guys, don't even look at the screen yet. Let me just pull this up.
There's a laptop in front of us. We're all looking at. So
okay. Okay. It's loading.
Okay.
Oh, do you want before it loads? Do you want me to hit him up with a story?
Oh, please do. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So actually,
We're gonna build the suspense.
Build the suspense. A little segue here.
Yeah.
About an hour ago, I was at River Rock Casino. It's a casino by a SkyTrain station. I got picked up by Cole and Josh, and I was just waiting, killing time. So recently turned 19. That's why we're sipping rosé here. All of us are 19. Yep. Don't worry. Excuse me. And I thought, I'll head into the casino. I've never been in a casino before. But what happened was I actually, on my way from UBC today, I picked up a bottle of whiskey for my friend Trevor. He's celebrating his birthday today at the Ding. It was his birthday yesterday, so happy birthday, Trevor.
Oh, really? That's what it's for?
It's his Trevor's birthday, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, because I got a text earlier saying to, like, go to the ding tonight, and I thought it was just, like, hanging out. I didn't realize. Okay,
No,
yeah,
it's
maybe I
Trevor's
should
birthday.
make an
I
appearance
did not
then,
get the invite.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
all right,
'cause
Cole.
you know Trevor's
you can come
so
along. You're
Cole.
19.
I'd rather be here. It's okay.
Okay,
you
great.
you can come with, Cole. You can come with.
But I had my backpack, and I was walking up, and I started talking to the guy at the front. Of course, I had to present my ID before I walked in. And as he was checking it, I looked behind him and I saw this sign, and it was like, no outside food or drink, and all these like no's that you can't bring it. And I look and I say, oh, I got some food in my backpack. Oh, I got some water in my backpack. Oh, I got the bottle of whiskey in my backpack.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing all these things that I'm just checking off the list. I'm like, oh man, I just really hope this guy doesn't ask for me to open up my. It's just gonna be so troublesome. Oh, I don't even want to go through this anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna gamble or anything. And then the
It's
guy
like one of
said-
those things where it's like in the moment, it's just incredibly awkward, and you just want to do everything you can to avoid it. Huh?
Yeah, looking back on it, I honestly had nothing to hide from the guy.
Yeah.
Like I honestly, it just hasn't even clicked in yet that I'm 19 and I don't have to like hide.
Yeah,
my
but he
alcohol.
probably would have like. There's no way that you're
Oh,
gonna bring the.
no,
alcohol
he
in.
wouldn't have. No, he wouldn't have let me in even
Yeah.
with the.
And
I
it
didn't
just
want to
would have
leave
been
it.
a whole awkward thing.
Yeah. Anyways, he's like, "Oh, can I check your backpack, man? Just put it up here." And as soon as he said that, I was like, "Oh man, I'm not going in with this." And I had I had my earbuds in, and I just said, "Oh, sorry, man. 1 second, I'm getting a call." And I faked a call. I pretended for a solid 30 seconds to be on the phone with someone, but like, oh yeah, I was saying, oh yeah.
Kieran, give us a quick run through. So like, you're getting the phone call now. Go.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I'm just about to go inside. What? Okay. Yeah, well, I wasn't planning on doing it until later. No, I'm just walking in right now. I'm not in it right now. I'm literally, the guy's like handing me my ID back. No, I can, yeah, if you want me to, sure. Okay, I'll get a cab, or I'm at Bridgeport. I'll just get a bus. Yeah, you just put it in the fridge for me. Okay, thanks. Bye. Yeah.
Wow, surprisingly convincing. Real nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I grabbed my ID back from the guy and went on my way to wait outside.
Perfect. All right, so I got this news story loaded. This is, oh my gosh. Okay, guys. Oh no. Oklahoma mom who once married her son will now go to jail for marrying her daughter.
Of course, it's Oklahoma too.
Yeah,
right?
I know. Dude. Oh man. Oh man. This is so. Dude, what?
To give you to give the listeners at home an idea of what we're looking at, it's kind of they're both the mother and son are shown police photographs. They're on the police lineup, whatever, with the wall with all the heights behind him. They're both wearing Superman t-shirts.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Yeah, and
matching.
picture like
They're
the
matching.
mother kind of looks like, you know, like Frankenstein from like the classic Frankenstein movies, but like a skinny Frankenstein. Yeah. So it's Patricia Ann Spann, 46, and her biological daughter Misty Velvet Dawn.
Misty.
What?
Misty Velvet Dawn.
Dude, I can just imagine like you wake up really early to see the sunset. You're out on like, I don't know, like Grouse Mountain with like a girl you're out on a date with, and you got up at like 4 a.m. You're up there, you're ready to watch the sunset. The sun
Sounds like
just
a
starts
horrible
rising,
date, but
and you're like, look at that Misty Velvet Dawn. She leaves you right away. She gets up. She walks down the mountain. She never sees you again. That's it.
oh my
Never uttered the phrase.
oh my god.
And Misty Velvet Dawn, 26, got married in the town of Lawton about 17 months after same-sex marriage became legal in the state of Oklahoma.
Wait, so the mother married her daughter?
Yeah, okay, I think...
Before, which one
I
happened
mean, at
first?
least like the same-sex marriage is legal, so like it's like half legal,
I,
right?
like what was the situation
You're almost
here?
there.
Like they
theory is there.
like
The
they're waiting years, and they're like, oh man, if only same-sex marriage was legal, I'd really just want
to marry
and
my
then suddenly
daughter.
they legalize it, and they're like, oh my gosh, the time is now, let's do it. They do it, and they're like, wait, do you actually mean to tell me that like marrying incestually, it's like that's not legal yet, but we've legalized same-sex marriage. Okay, what does this world come to? Like, you know.
I'd like to see the person who signed the marriage documents. Like, what did that conversation go? Like, did they bribe it?
It was
like,
probably her brother / son or something like that.
uncle.
Yeah,
slash
something
cousin.
like that.
Yeah.
They're all family friends.
Yeah, because there's even with a legal marriage or whatever, there has to be like a witness.
Yeah,
there has to be more than just these people there, and I cannot believe that the people that witnessed this didn't raise any eyebrows and didn't raise any this shouldn't be happening. Must have given a different name on the marriage certificate, because when they saw the same last name, I don't know.
Also, keep in mind it happened twice. Like,
yeah, like
you think you would learn the first time.
Like, what went wrong with the marriage with her son? I really want to know, why did they get divorced? Like, really?
Move on.
Like,
did they get divorced?
I guess so. I mean, they doesn't sound like they were in Las Vegas. That's the only place where polygamy is legal, right? So, she couldn't have married her daughter while she was still married to her son. So I really, what caused that relationship to fall apart? What went wrong there?
Yeah, I mean,
like, was she like cheating on her daughter with her son, or
ooh, potentially?
Who knows?
They all
That would
live
be
under
troublesome,
the.
huh?
I don't know if they all
it's
live
almost
under
too
the same
easy.
Like,
roof. The puzzle that's being put together here is equal parts graphic and interest. Just morbidly interesting. Like, huh?
like Oklahoma
Fascinating.
mom.
That's the word. Fascinating.
Oklahoma mom. If you are listening right now, she's absolutely not. But if you are, please write a book. Please write a book on relationship advice. Or, she could be the next, like, YouTube pickup artist. Please. Please.
For those of you that watch the Oscars, this little bit just comes to mind. That little. Did you guys watch it?
A little bit.
A little bit. Did you see
I watched like the whole thing.
Okay.
No. Okay, I did.
No, I'm not being sarcastic. I did.
Oh, okay. Your tone threw me off there.
Wow.
I
I'm
thought
sorry.
you were being sarcastic with me. All right. It's hard to disguise.
What's going on? Is it you're still in puberty. The hormones are all over the place. You feel a little angsty.
And teenage angst.
I got a Nirvana record in the other room if you want to just go sit and listen to it alone for a bit.
Oh man. Okay, as tempting as that sounds. No, the that one, I think it was Greta Gerwig who said, like, it was like the vignette of all the what was it? All these artists or all these nominated actors and actresses. They're like, oh yes, people need to make movies now more than ever. Movies are the heart and soul of the world right now. The greatest art expression piece. And then Greta Gerwig said, if you have a movie out there that you haven't made, I need it. I need to see your movie.
Yeah.
It just kind of comes to mind, like, Oklahoma mom, if you're out there, write a book.
Please.
I need your book. I need to read it. I need your story.
I want it just for a psychological study,
Yes.
You just wait. Like 10 years is gonna be in all those like psychology classes. Like.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't get what drove her to do that. But on the topic of marriage and divorce, did you hear Donald Trump Jr.? His wife filed for divorce today.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Ivanka?
No, Donald Trump
am
Jr.
I thinking, I'm thinking of the other guy.
No, dude. Like, we're not on like the whole like incestual marriage thing anymore. He didn't marry his sister.
Oh, sorry. I just get caught up in that kind of thing.
Yeah. his wife filed for divorce. I mean, I wonder why. The guy seems like such a stand-up guy,
Oh yeah.
Like, really,
when your name is Donald Trump Jr.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like a turtle. He looks like a turtle.
Can we pull up a picture of him?
Let me pull up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I know this guy. I need to get a picture to jog my memory.
He's had some really great tweets as well. Like, he really follows in his father's footsteps. Yeah, take a look at this guy, and tell me he doesn't look like a turtle.
He kind of looks. I don't know. Maybe it's a facial expression. Something about him kind of reminds me a little bit of Crush from Nemo, who is also a turtle.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like a turtle that's been like plastic wrapped, and then the plastic's been like melted onto his face.
So Wow.
That's
How?
very...
Yeah, that's just what I
don't know
see.
if that happens.
Yeah, I think we just lost all of our...
Turtle.
Oh, very turtle.
See, turtle.
Maybe it's the hair. Oh, actually, the hair's the same in that photo.
Vanessa Trump filed for divorce.
Wait, what is this? Is that on the lips? Oh, not quite. Just kidding.
No, that's just a little kiss from Dad.
Yeah, just a little...
We're looking at a picture of Donald Trump giving little Donnie J. Jr. a little smooch on the cheek.
Yeah. Wow. What a guy. And look at this. He's trying to stand for like a portrait, but his chin is like disappearing into his turtleneck, so it's just...
Yeah.
Oh, why is he always like that? Does he have a neck issue or something?
I don't know. He's
just
like
poking fun at some major neck issue, and there's
to.
gonna be a bunch of people up, and all our views are gonna be up in arms.
Yeah.
Do you remember
Get an
when,
angry mom at your house?
Donald Trump like made fun of the guy with Down syndrome?
Oh yeah.
He's making fun of people with like
Neck
good
issue?
posture.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's like he's a young Master Oogway.
Yeah.
All
Master Oogway.
all those Kung Fu Panda fans out there.
Reference?
Oh, look at this photo. He's
hey, as long as you make it, it's
That's
a
a good
reference.
He's got a spray tan in this photo. He's just like his dad. He's got a nice little spray tan.
I never saw the appeal of spray tans.
Yeah, I don't really get it either. You just look like a carrot.
Yeah.
And then it peels off, and then it's like you're just white underneath.
I've heard that's a real thing though. If you eat enough carrots, you turn orange.
Yeah, but if you eat enough blue stuff, you turn blue.
That's where Blue Man Group came from.
Are you? Wow, really? Yeah. That's their origin
It's
story.
like a very...
Yeah, they're gonna have a Marvel movie soon.
No, it's like a
origin story.
It's like a very light shade, like orange people. No, not Oompa Loompas.
That's a lot of Oompa Loompas.
Orange people from carrots.
Donald Trump is like the third result.
Okay, I think that one's edited. That guy is literally a carrot.
Edited.
That man is actually
okay. Why
a carrot.
You look up orange people from carrots? There's still Donald Trump. No, dude.
It's Hannah Montana.
And that's just Carrot Top. Okay, let's just do.
You're not gonna. The further you dig into this, the weirder it's gonna get, guys.
There's a whole conspiracy around this. Wait, blue people though. Blue people are the. Blue people are. Some people just have like a deficiency of something. Like, yeah, blue carrots. No. What? Well, this guy's blue. He's not blue from eating too many blue things, I don't think.
Oh no, I think he eats metal.
People,
I've heard this.
Really?
He eats metal or something.
Blue people of Kentucky. Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Okay, guys. I don't know if you can't really see it for our viewers, our listener at home. That kind of looks like Pastor Harry.
Oh
no!
Doesn't it?
No!
Doesn't
We're
it?
just going in an endless
doesn't
loop.
it?
Oh my gosh, it's a whole conspiracy. He's the
Cole.
blue.
Can I get your vote on this? Yes or no?
I can confirm.
He's totally the
beard?
blue man from Kentucky.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We found his alter ego.
That's his alter ego, and then they linked the two, and that's how he got caught.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Dang, dude.
That's terrible.
That's messed up.
All right, Cole. How about you hit us with a news story you found?
Okay, I got another one. Hold up. Let me just pull this up. I'm gonna. Brooklyn woman accused of poisoning her lookalike with cheesecake.
No.
So basically,
it's the perfect crime.
It's the perfect crime. There was hold up. It was alleged poisoning. So we can neither confirm nor deny that this is true.
Yeah.
However, a Russian native from Brooklyn has been accused of poisoning her lookalike with cheesecake and then stealing her identity and other property.
Wow. What?
So what? You meet someone that looks like you, and instead of being like, "Hey, we should be friends," you're like, "I'm gonna kill you and steal your life." Right? Like,
dude, I feel like it's a very slight escalation of, whenever somebody's like, "Oh, I wish I was them." Like, "Oh my gosh." Like,
I'm going to be them.
Yeah, it's like, you'll have someone who's like, I don't know, like, like, I wish I was Post Malone. I wish I was him. I love that guy. I wish I was him. If you looked just like him,
could only be him.
It's only like a few steps, like, more into that
the path
fantasy.
Is very clear.
Yeah. I feel like that whatever lady just had a way better life. She's like, here, we look so alike. Let's hang out. Have this cheesecake.
Yeah.
Steals her life.
Why cheesecake? Why is that like her weapon of choice?
Yeah, like why does it she just
It's like we're going through like Call of Duty classes, like, oh no, not a sniper. I don't know. I think the The MP5 is pretty OP. Oh, okay, yeah, definitely cheesecake. Okay, sweet. I'm set. My class is set.
Or would that be your equipment? Like you choose your guns and then you go, no, I don't want a frag grenade. I don't want Semtex.
Yeah.
No C4. I want cheesecake.
Dude, she's just begging people to meme it. Like she's begging people. Like cheesecake, please. Like if you're gonna poison someone, choose a more serious food. You're dealing with like serious stuff. Come on. Like
yeah, this is life and death here, honey. This isn't like Sex in the City.
Yeah, like poison or rosé or something. But just be freaking normal, okay?
Yeah,
like,
something if grown up, right?
Like if you're gonna be poisoned, like poison someone professionally, okay? Like come on.
Yeah. You know what? You should give seminars on this kind of thing, Josh. You seem very in tune
really.
with the steps to poison people.
Yeah, train the
average Brooklyn woman.
No, I could train the assassins of tomorrow. Really. That's honestly that's my life goal pretty much. So,
Yeah. The article also says this is a bizarre and twisted crime that could have resulted in the death of a Queens woman whose only fault was that she shared similar features with the defendant.
What does a Queens woman mean?
I think she's from
No,
Queens.
it's from Queens, Josh.
Oh, okay.
But no, so
thought she'd been. You know how you can
so
like knight
uncultured.
someone? She was queened.
Oh,
she's a Queens
like
woman.
Sir Elton John.
Yeah.
But no. So basically,
What is
Sir Anthony Hopkins.
Dude,
for all I know,
What are you talking?
Dude,
That
I
was
don't know. I don't
you
know,
were
dude.
absolutely. You're trying to like salvage your position
Just stop.
in that
Quit while you're ahead.
bit. You're after the bit is done. You're trying to salvage it, and it's not going for you.
I'm so sorry, Kieran.
You don't have to apologize. No,
Just
it's
make
okay.
it the Kieran experience then. Okay.
okay, Josh is gonna leave right now.
See ya.
But for all I know, there could be somewhere.
I don't have 2 mics.
No, there could be someone out there right now that looks like me, and once I run into them, they're gonna just try to kill me to steal my life, right?
That's jumping. I think you're.
The lady's only fault was looking like the crazy version of herself.
Yeah.
Like she didn't put herself in a bad situation. So I mean, if you get unlucky and your twin is crazy, then you're done.
Yeah.
You're toast. You're
Like, you
toast.
just gotta be very careful of who you run into, right?
Dude, that's just. It sounds like some sort of situation like. You always hear about like people like borrowing other people's IDs to do stuff, and like, you just like a little bit too much. It's like, I'm gonna kill him, and I'm gonna pretend I was born 2 years earlier than I actually was. You know?
Did that idea run through your head when you borrowed a fake ID, Josh?
I've never borrowed a fake ID, Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, he's beet red. I would almost say he looks like a carrot at this point.
Yeah. Look, dude.
Wait.
Look, dude.
Wait, a picture of Josh?
Slow down. Okay, the Black Angels were in town. They were on the Death March tour for the album Death Song. It was my freaking favorite album that ever released. I really loved it. They were at the Commodore, and I went to see them. I wasn't 19 yet. I don't know how I got in. I just got in, okay?
SWAT's gonna come like,
and it was a
swinging through
great
your
show.
windows.
Yeah. Oh, what the heck? Literally, a SWAT team member just kicked in the
hello,
window.
sir.
Oh, crap. Would you like to join the podcast? No. I'm dead.
Let's pretend that
Yeah.
didn't happen.
Yeah, let's just. Can somebody loop that choking sound?
Yeah, the quality. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Major deja vu.
Yeah.
Did we? I'm sure that. Sorry, you were gonna say something.
No, I was just singing Deja Vu by J. Cole.
Oh, sorry.
You can keep talking.
Josh, didn't you say something? I feel like us three have had a bit earlier, where it was about like looping a choking sound. I don't know why that just sticks out in my mind. I'm not even doing a bit here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm actually serious. Josh, you're not believing me.
Kieran, that's friggin' the weirdest thing I've ever heard. What are you talking about?
I just had major deja vu with like, just us three being.
Isn't deja vu so weird though? Like,
dude, what?
Good thing I'm sitting down. That's all I gotta say.
Haven't we had a thing about looping a choking sound before?
It
like,
seems very, very specific.
About?
Like,
no, it was
not.
super specific.
That's something you would remember though.
Yeah, exactly. It feels.
But I don't remember.
Oh my goodness.
All right, we're going off on tangents now. Let's talk about something else. No more looping choking sounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't even. Wow. Okay.
Kieran, do you have a story for us? Do you have a news story? If not, I got a couple others lined up, dude.
Just take it away, man. I'm still recovering.
All right.
I'm not there yet.
Josh has some bangers lined up.
All right, I got two that tie in. I think. Did we talk a little bit about arming teachers last week? Did we touch on that?
You guys talked about your M16s or what were they?
But the church.
I'm not a big
thing.
gun enthusiast. I don't know what guns are, but
is like, but anyways, I think the whole like arming the teachers thing is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But
we're from Canada, keep in mind. But
yeah. But speaking of that, gun-trained teacher accidentally discharges firearm in California classroom, injuring student.
Oh man.
Like, what situation was this guy in?
You see all those memes on Instagram though, where it's like
Yeah.
when you're walking down the hall without a hall pass, and like the teacher with a Glock asks for your hall pass, and it's
Yeah.
like, you can't describe the photo, but it's like the kid looking scared, like whose idea is this? Like,
Yeah,
why?
I think I actually told you, Josh, this one news story that I saw on
Yeah.
Facebook. A friend of mine's a teacher right now, actually, and she rarely posts on Facebook, and she posted saying something about how, saw a whole bunch of dumb stuff about this coming up recently, but I just thought this was too funny not to share. And I saw, I think it wasn't, it was similar to like the Beaver and the Onion, kind of fake news.
Yeah, like satire sort of
satire
thing, yeah.
news channel. And it was talking about how a beach in California is arming lifeguards with sharks to protect people from shark
Wait,
attacks.
what?
No.
Just kind of drawing the same parallel between arming teachers to protect them. I thought it was, and there's a whole bunch of Photoshop pictures of lifeguards just out and about on the beach, like waving at people with a shark in their hand. And keep in mind, it's a map. They scaled it down so it fits in the.
So are we talking like great white? Or
Great white,
yeah.
great whites, but like scaled down to like a purse dog kind of size. And the lifeguards are all tanned. There's zinc on the nose and everything, waving at people, and there's a friggin' great white in their hand.
Yeah. No, that reminds me of another thing I saw. It wasn't about the teachers. It was just about like guns in general and kids, and it was like it had a picture of like an assault rifle and a Kinder Surprise next to each other, and it said, "One of these things is banned in the U.S. for the safety of children. One of them isn't."
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's Kinder Surprises.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this article is throwing some major shade too. A teacher who is also a reserve police officer trained in firearm use accidentally,
in quotations,
discharged a gun Tuesday at Seaside High School in Monterey County, California.
The Washington
During class devoted to public safety. School officials said in his no. Yeah, so you're just gonna be real safe with his gun. He's like whipping it around. He's like, never take the safety off. This is how you take the safety off. Don't do that. And you never pull the oh, dang. Sorry, Timmy.
Bang.
Timmy, don't cry. Don't tell your mom about this, please, Timmy. Just
it's like
keep this under the wraps. We'll put a Band-Aid on it.
When you hurt a friend when you're younger, like 6 or 7, or I don't know, when you're younger, under 10 at least, and you were horsing around with a friend, and then you accidentally hurt them, or they accidentally hurt you, and
or
then
like
you
hurt like a younger sibling.
Please
don't
tell
no,
mom.
Stop trying. Stop crying. That's what I was.
and you try to make them
like,
laugh,
no.
right? And you're like, oh.
Yeah, you're like, no. It was just, it was just a funny thing. Like we were just joking around. Like you're not actually hurt. This is like this teacher. He's like, no, Timmy, no, your leg is bleeding profusely, but it's just a joke. It's
dancing around.
Look at me, I'm a goofy guy. I'm a joker.
all the other students like, oh, he's an actor. It's okay.
Yeah, like, oh, Timmy, that wasn't me. What are you talking about? No, you tripped. You're like just bleeding from a trip. You tripped out on the playground, right? Yeah, okay, let's just slap a Band-Aid on that. You don't need to. Yeah,
what if you were another
anybody.
student in the class? Like, did they start like ducking for cover? Like,
I
they're
know.
gonna start shooting us?
Yeah. Dang.
Oh man.
What? The weapon, which was not described, is pointed at the ceiling, according to a statement from the school, and debris fell from the ceiling. Dude, every classroom.
Wait.
Hold up.
Wait, this guy didn't actually get shot?
No. Here's the thing. I bet you he actually did, because every classroom I've ever been in has like those styrofoam, or not styrofoam, but like those
cork,
like
I think they're cork
You can
ceiling.
literally jump
cork,
in,
like
hit your head on the ceiling, and you're fine. Like,
yeah, and like
'Cause the
they're all like
panel's just-
paneled. There's nothing that can fall. Like if one of those things fell, the whole thing fell on you, it would not even hurt. It's like a pillow falling on you. You know?
How do you have personal experience with this?
Because, dude, you see kids all the time when like no one's around, and then they just like punch it or something like that, you know, and it breaks so easy.
What?
did you ever do this? It's not a VC thing.
Oh yeah, sorry.
We never beat each other.
Ciaran
with
went,
this.
no,
At
not
an all-boys
beat
school, you would
each other with
expect it to
but
happen
you'd,
where there's no stalls in the bath.
if they
or,
could, if they
doors
could
on
get,
the stalls,
if they could
like,
get close enough to,
I think the roof would be getting beat up all the time.
if they get, oh, I'm sorry.
Wow.
If they could get,
Josh,
I'm dying.
just excuse yourself
Yeah.
and die,
If
and
they
then
could-
come
And
back.
come back.
If they could get close enough to the ceiling, you know, they'd like punch those things and like put a crack in it. Like they break so easy because it's such like just it's not strong material. You know, it breaks real easy. So like there's nothing that could have fallen on this kid. This guy
This
definitely.
kid's a wimp.
This guy definitely shot little Timmy.
Or he's trying to sue.
Yeah.
He's faking. He's like a soccer player. He's faking the injury.
See, the school was totally like an older sibling. If they're like, no, something fell from the ceiling. He didn't actually shoot you. That's the story. It's fine. But like connecting with that too, because arming the teachers, but U.S. Senate candidate proposes arming homeless people with shotguns.
What?
This is the
What,
kind
dude?
of. I mean, like, not that I'm against this, but this is the kind of guy who's like, oh yeah, no, like, homeless people, like, don't be scared of them. Like, I mean, I get that, like, don't be scared of homeless people, but there's like also a lot of people who are very troubled on the streets.
Yeah,
you know?
or
like
have,
people
like,
who
drug
shouldn't have
issues, drug and
shotguns.
alcohol issues. Yeah, like, dude, here's the thing. First of all, there's not an open carry policy in like anywhere but like what, Texas. So
No, there's open.
not a whole lot of
Like, I don't
places.
think you
Huh?
can walk around with like a freaking.
There's like certain universities, like Liberty University is open carry, but like not the
It's
whole
questionable.
state it's in. I don't think.
Liberty University is a university in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Sorry,
isn't it?
a cult. Yeah, no.
They always advertised at Creation Fest, and all these Liberty grads would come by and talk about how great Liberty University was. And then I saw a Vice article, and Vice I tend to take with a grain of salt recently, but they had this whole article about how the first open carry, the first university to have an open carry policy, and I clicked it. I was like, oh yeah. What kind of stupid university is this? Yeah, Josh is just. Excuse me 1 second. Josh is refilling my rosé.
Rosé. That sounds nice.
Whoa.
Whoa, watch the
Oh.
Jeez. All right. It's all right. Crisis averted, ladies and gentlemen. And lo and behold, Liberty University just trailing its own blaze here. Or blazing its own trail.
Why is that like a thing that's like associated
that
with
in
like
there.
like Christians, like guns? Like what does that have to do with that? Like Liberty University is like a Christian university, but it's like very
Also a cult.
conservative. Yeah, Donald Trump gave a nice little speech there.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And he said because you know how like every presidential candidate like to win in the U.S. like they have to hype up like how much they believe in God and
Yeah.
stuff, and they're like, oh, I'm a devout Christian.
Got to
Like,
get those
that's-
Bible Belt votes.
I think that's like
Yep.
a huge reason why Bernie Sanders didn't get the nomination for the
'Cause he's Jewish.
Democrats. No, he's atheist.
Oh, really? I
He has
thought
a
he was
Jewish
Jewish.
background, but he's atheist.
Oh.
So the thing is like it's very unlikely that an atheist could win in the U.S. because some people would be like, oh, he doesn't have the values of a good Christian guy. And no. Well, actually, he sounded like a pretty good leader to me, but
That's just my 2 cents.
That's
Yeah,
yeah,
that's exactly what I was gonna say.
And that's all we have to say here today.
Yeah.
And,
And,
see you later.
And I remember Donald Trump went in, and he's like, I am such a proud Christian. I've been a Christian my whole life. I have a great connection with God. And then he
I'm a
says,
super Christian.
he's like citing a Bible verse, and the way, when it's written out, there's the book of 1 Corinthians and there's the book of 2 Corinthians, but it's just written as 1 Corinthians and 2 Corinthians. They don't add like the little extra couple letters to help you sound it out, but you say it 1 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians. Everybody knows that who's ever walked into a church.
Everybody ever knows that.
I actually am I think there's quite a few people that walk into churches that don't know that.
No, Ciaran, you're wrong.
Okay.
You're wrong. But Donald Trump, he's talking about, he's such a strong Christian, and he quotes verses from 2 Corinthians, and then he says, oh, my script writer wrote it wrong. He just put a number 2 on here. He didn't add ND to the end of it and stuff. He's like, but I'm such a strong Christian. Everybody vote for me. What a guy.
I actually have a prof that, like, when she says the date, she's like, oh, this is due April 2, and it like. I always look around and try to make eye contact with other people to be like, what's this lady talking about? And no one else looks, and it makes me really angry. Like,
That's making me
I hate
uncomfortable hearing that. I don't like that.
April 2.
You know what? I'm going to say two things. One, I hate that she says it that way because that's not the way that it's supposed to be said in speech. And second, I hate when something happens and you're the only one that sees it and you look around the classroom. I found this happens a lot in university because no one really is
Everyone's
paying
like,
attention.
I'm here to learn.
Yeah.
Or they're not paying attention. But
yeah, true that. Or you like look around, you're like, oh, guys, do you see that? Do you see that? With a big old fat grin on your face. And then no one looks up and you're like, wow. Yeah. That was a moment wasted.
This is the best part about high school is when someone says something that sounds like slightly suggestive, and like this is especially like maybe grade 10. Like you look around, everyone's like, "Oh, you should say that." Like,
I know, and it's so stupid, too. It's like, the answer to question number 69, and everyone's like, "Oh, dang!"
Oh my god. Oh, Cole.
Don't try that in university.
Yeah, I would not recommend that.
A lecture hall, like, oh, do you guys hear that?
What, bro? Ah! 69? Nah. No.
You can't say that.
Oh my god. Okay, Cole. I'm dying here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Cole, do you know Vic Cavalli? He's a professor.
Yes.
Do you have him?
I don't have him. I have some friends that have him. Apparently, he loves cargo shorts.
Oh. I have Vic Cavalli as well.
You do?
I do, yeah. I have him tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning.
This dude loves to commute all the way from Langley to UBC.
Yeah.
You always know what kind of person someone is when they wear cargo shorts.
Well, okay, not only cargo shorts, he's got the socks and sandals.
Yeah.
Oh.
Loves his wife.
Yeah. Oh, he says, actually, to quote him, I think, he's like, oh, guys, don't get me wrong. Like, my wife is my girlfriend. Like, I really, like, I love her. I'm like, you know what? Okay, this kind of paints him in a weird picture. He's kind of has this like hippie kind of.
My wife is my girlfriend. Don't you usually go from girlfriend to wife? Like you commit.
Just bring it up with Vic Cavalli.
Yeah.
All right.
But he has this kind of hippie look going on. I actually enjoy his classes so much. If you have a chance, take a class with him, man.
He has a good laugh, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. That he has a legendary laugh.
Likes to have a good time.
Yeah.
In a learning environment.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a couple people with like really like legendary laughs,
Jake Nolan.
Jake Nolan, like they go like,
he was
like that whole
laying on
thing.
the ground yesterday in the kitchen, like in tears, because Sam said something very offside that will not be repeated.
Yeah.
For context, Jake Nolan is another youth leader at Ladner Baptist Church.
Also, probably the most famous person in Ladner.
Yeah, I'd have to say.
You try to sit with him outside Starbucks, and you cannot have a conversation because every like third person that walks by, he's busy talking to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, Sam that Cole is referring to is Sam Beeksma, Cole's brother.
Yeah. Or like Jason Oldham. What a classic laugh. It's just it's very jolly, but it's
Hearty.
also
I like
very
Santa.
it's kind of sophisticated. It's like a sophisticated Santa laugh. It's like a like that whole
like
thing.
such a dad.
Yeah. But like it's very heartwarming,
Mm-hmm.
And then of course there's the Jeff Scott too, which is like more of like it's very unique. It's more of like a
And he like kind of looks away when he laughs.
Yeah.
And he follows it up with a quick little little clever line.
Yeah.
Sarcastic comment.
Yeah.
And then he grabs you.
Yeah.
Love those guys.
Yeah. Gives you a big old hug.
Great guys.
Yeah.
Let's have them all on the podcast together.
Yeah.
We got a
We
table?
gotta get him.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta wait for the sponsor.
We're gonna
to
have
come
to.
in.
Once we get the sponsorships, we'll buy a
I'll
studio.
hunt down a table sponsorship.
Okay, but back to this whole homeless thing though. Can you imagine, like somebody with like a sign on them that says like homeless, hungry, need spare change, anything helps. You know how they like walk down like the middle of the road sometimes when there's a red light with a shotgun in hand. Anything helps. Anything else.
I'm getting in my car. I'm giving him my car. I'm out of there.
You're like, no, take the car, dude.
It's
Take
like
the car.
GTA.
Take the car. Here's the keys. Here's the keys. I'm walking away. I didn't see anything. I don't know who took it. Just go.
Oh man.
Yeah. Like what? Listen to this. A Michigan candidate for U.S. Senate has proposed arming homeless people with pump-action shotguns in an effort to reduce crime.
Oh yeah.
Look, dude. Okay. I don't get the American mentality of this stuff where they're like, oh, there's gun violence. Let's give them some more guns, dude.
Even it out,
Yeah.
When you make
Let's just have everybody kill everybody. And then there's going to be no people left, so the problem's solved.
when you're making you're making food, you're making a dish, right, for a nice family dinner. If you taste it, say you're making like a pasta dish, right? Taste the sauce, and it's very spicy.
Mm-hmm.
You don't add Tabasco, Frank's Red Hot, chili peppers.
Oh, that's too spicy. Let's add a ghost pepper.
Yeah, let's habaneros. Anyone? Yeah, give everyone a habanero.
You're not sitting at the table. You're serving it. Everyone's like, this is really spicy, and then you don't force ghost peppers in everyone's mouth. Go, here, this will help.
You give every single person a ghost pepper to make it less spicy, because it's similar to mathematics, simple math.
Yeah. So they cancel out, right?
They cancel out, exactly. 2 negatives make a positive.
Yeah.
Right? That's my thinking.
Of course. So now should we move on to song of the week?
Yeah, sure. Oh, Josh. Okay. I got a song of the week here that's just gonna.
Am I gonna be mad?
Yeah, you're gonna be very mad.
No.
No, it's not Havana. I recently rediscovered this band. I had a couple of songs of theirs. They recently released a new album. I've been listening to that, but it's an older song of theirs. Josh, are you familiar with a band called The Neighbourhood?
No, dude. What? No.
It's a song called West Coast by The Neighbourhood. Great song. Rediscovered it recently, and Josh is he's writhing in his seat.
Dude, what?
His skin's crawling.
Okay. Can we talk about how we first heard about The Neighbourhood?
Yeah, sure. You know what? I think we should put that on hold and then have Cole do his little bit. He's the guest.
What do you mean do his little bit?
Do his song of the week.
Well, first we got to talk about yours. We're not going to come back to yours after.
Because it's a long, winding tale.
No, don't be dumb. It's a quick thing. Just Ciaran's first girlfriend was really into The Neighbourhood. The NBD.
I think it's called the band is called The Neighbourhood. And they shorten it. I don't know if they do.
They don't like vowels, or actually also non-vowels too, because there's no G in there.
It's kind of like The Weeknd.
Yeah.
But no, they take a whole bunch of letters. It's just
NBHD.
BHD. Neighborhood. Yeah.
And Ciaran's first girlfriend way back in the day was always like really into The Neighbourhood. And it would be like, we'd be like, oh, did you hear this new song by like the Black Keys? And it'd be like, oh yeah, that's fine, but The Neighbourhood is way better. Check out this Neighbourhood song. And everything, like, Ciaran's life was, just surrounded with Neighbourhood references all the time. And so Ciaran and I we'd crack a lot of jokes with The Neighbourhood. And it's just a real shame that Ciaran's descended back into that.
Okay, if I may, Josh, to retort.
Yeah.
All right. I never said that The Neighbourhood was the best band of all time or anything like that. There are a few songs that I like that they have written and performed.
Okay.
I will say that I think that the kind of, I hate to stereotype here, but the Tumblr kind of fan base that they have, there are a lot of quotation marks, edgy teens listen to this band.
Angst. Lots of angst.
Teen angst.
Yeah.
Oh, bottle that up and make a perfume.
Yeah.
Honestly. They listen to that kind of that band, and I think that they get a bad rap. I think they do. And you know what? The lead singer has some incredible ink.
Well, the bad rap probably all started when they removed all the vowels from the spelling of their name.
I cannot.
Yeah. Can we? Might I just add? I believe Ciaran's getting quite defensive here of his point. I mean.
Yeah, I know. Ciaran's a real big Neighbourhood fan. I think on the inside, he has been for years. He's just been bottling
Wait, is that
a
a Neighbourhood shirt you're wearing?
Oh my gosh!
It's a plain white T-shirt.
Okay, I was wrong.
Are those a Neighbourhood brand underwear you're wearing right now?
Wait.
Why are you looking there in the first place? Second,
well, I had a hunch and I just wanted to check.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Sure, buddy.
Yeah,
sure. Oh my goodness! You know what, Cole? Hey, Cole.
Yeah.
Cole, why don't you
Cole.
take up the song of the week? What are you listening to this week?
It's been quite sunny this last week, so I had to make my summer playlist like a couple months in advance, right? Because you can't like ride around in the car with windows down, listen to that sad, angry stuff.
Yeah, of course. But right now, when you're in the car and you have like a little bit of heat on, you can pretend it's summer.
Exactly.
Very nice.
Exactly.
Because
and
the
when the sun,
perfect.
and the sun's coming through the window. Oh yeah, it's still light to 7 o'clock. maybe 14 degrees out during the day. Not bad.
Wow.
Nice. Anyways, my song of the week is Chanel by Frank Ocean.
Ooh.
Oh, muy fuego, señor.
Yeah, thank you.
That was the creepiest friggin' thing I've heard all day.
Whoa.
Can we edit that out?
Is that what you say to like you're on like a nice date and like
No.
like you know you get a kiss at the end and you're like, ooh, muy fuego, señorita.
No, it would be Senor as well.
It'd be whoa.
Oh,
Senora?
It was a joke.
I'm going to Mexico. I downloaded Duolingo. I've been practicing my
Ciaran's
Spanish.
going to Mexico. He's changed his Tinder profile location. Interested in men and women, ages
Hombres.
18 to 55 plus.
Does not matter if you were my children.
Yeah.
We've already touched on that
willing
today.
to marry son or daughter.
Preferably son first, and then.
Disclaimer: may end in divorce, and I may leave you for your sibling.
Yeah. Anyways, no, I find that it's just like it's like kind of chill and happy. Like I could just see myself like sitting outside when it's maybe a little warmer, like with some friends just hanging out.
Sipping some rosé.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that song, Josh?
I've heard of Frank Ocean. I heard of like the critical acclaim his most recent album has.
Blonde.
And
Blonde.
I honestly may have heard it and not known it was actually him, but you know, I feel like it's probably a decent track.
Mm-hmm.
I must add that I do not listen to a lot of Frank Ocean, but I do enjoy that song. Yeah.
Nice.
He's worth a I don't know what the right word
Not
is.
a gander.
No, I was gonna say gander.
Yeah.
He's worth another look, I guess.
Yeah.
That album, actually, Blonde is a great
Yeah,
album.
I'll have to
Same
look
with
into that.
Channel Orange.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Josh,
So,
take it away.
Yeah, my song of the week. It's kind of a tie between two right now.
Oh God. Okay, you know what? You can't just snowball.
It's not songs
I'm
of the
sorry,
week.
Ciaran.
Yeah,
it's a tie between two, and that's just the way it is, man.
So pick one.
No, I can't, dude. I can't. It's tie between two. So
Is this the way that it's always gonna go from now
it's
on?
always gonna go like this.
All right.
It's you're gonna just kind of put your little fluff in here on song of the week with the Neighbourhood, and then I'll get serious.
Fluff?
So, yeah.
Josh.
So
Is that a personal attack?
So anyways, my first song is I started listening to this band called Swans, because their 2014 album "To Be Kind" is it's just critically acclaimed, like absolutely, like insanely critically acclaimed. The first person I heard talking about it was have you ever heard of the Needle Drop on YouTube? Anthony Fantano.
Yeah, I have. No, I have not.
Okay. Well, but he's like a pretty well-respected music critic. He's super, super hard on music. Like he's not easily impressed. I don't always agree with what he says, but I can usually respect what he says on it because he explains it really well. So he does it on a rating scale out of 10, and he's been reviewing music for about a decade now, and he's only ever given out 3 perfect 10s. And one of them was this album, "To Be Kind" by Swans.
What were the other two?
One of them was Death Grips, and another one, I couldn't remember the third one. But
what was Death Grips? Was the
Death Grips is like he's a rapper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's like super alternative hip hop or something like that. But anyways, so this album, it's by Swans, who've apparently been around since 1982.
What?
They disbanded for a few years and then got back together in I think 2010. So in 2014, the lead singer and guitarist, he's kind of like the centerpiece of the band. Like the lineup sometimes changes, but he's like the main writer of all the music and all that. He was like 60 at the time they recorded this album. That's just been critically acclaimed. Usually by the time you get to that age, you're kind of just sort of rehashing the same old tunes and kind of remaking them, just to kind of keep the same sound. But they just keep experimenting with all this new stuff. The album's over 2 hours long.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of patience.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of time.
Yeah, from the amount of critical acclaim the album has, it's like considered almost one of the best albums of all time. So I was like, okay, I got to give this a listen. The shortest song on the album is 5 minutes. The longest song on the album is 35 minutes.
Oh my God.
I haven't even made it all the way through the album yet. It's like one of the farthest things from easy listening. It's one of the hardest times I've ever had with listening to music.
Really?
But it's like,
what kind of genre is it? Like, is it
it's like
rock? Is it?
It's experimental rock is what they call it.
Is that prog rock?
No, it's experimental.
Not even
rock.
prog
It's
rock.
Not even prog.
Whoa.
No. It's like, it's so weird, dude. But the thing that I find, and this is true, I think, for most things in life, is that often, like, the things that are kind of challenging, like, you have to work to get through and, like, understand, to grasp, they're often more rewarding.
Oh,
wow.
And I think
You're getting really deep.
wow. I think the
I'm
same,
shaking my head at Josh here. Why are you
no,
bringing...
dude, think about it.
What do you think this is? This is an evangelistic...
Think about it, dude. I think like
the Josh and Ciaran experience are going to get invited to some mega church and give a talk here?
Okay,
Justin Bieber's going to be there.
yeah.
I think the same. I think
Scooter
the same
Braun
thing is
is
true.
gonna make an
Like,
appearance.
think about it though. Like you listen to like maybe pop music sometimes, but the most part, like your main playlist is around like more alternative stuff a little bit, you know?
Oh,
so
for me
so
personally,
usually
you mean?
like look, like, yeah, like pop music is like it's easily digestible, like it's good for like parties and stuff, but often like a song that's like a little more alternative and it's like it's not as like, you know, radio friendly. They're often like they typically are better, you know? They tend to be. Like, I don't know, like let's say like the Beatles versus Nicki Minaj.
The Beatles still
Both
get radio
fire.
play though.
I know, dude, but think about like what in
Muy
terms
fuego.
of pop.
Senor.
Anyways, so
yeah, I do understand
you know
what
what
you're
I'm
saying.
saying.
I
So-
do understand what you're saying. There are some bands out there that are, you know, not, I guess, accessible to the masses that have some really, really great stuff.
Really great
compared
stuff.
to what is on the radio.
Yeah. So I mean, like even Pink Floyd. Think of like the song we listened to, Echoes. It's like 20 minutes long. It's not going to get radio play, but that's a masterpiece, dude.
Shine On You Crazy Diamond Part 1.
Masterpiece.
Incredible.
It's like 20 minutes long, so it's, you know, but it's like it's super good stuff. So, but it's like you have to focus on listening to it, right? Or zone out to it. But you know, either
it's
or.
better if you focus.
Yeah. So I found with like this album, it's not easy to listen to, but it's really rewarding to listen to. Like, I started showing other people the songs because they were just so weird. It's some of the weirdest stuff I've ever heard. And I found on the second and third listen, they were like significantly more enjoyable. So this one song, it's like 17 minutes long. It's called She Loves Us. And I've really been jamming to it lately. It's really weird. The lead singer, I think he's really cool because he's kind of got to this point where he gets so lost in the music that he doesn't care if he sounds a little bit ridiculous, you know? Like he's just like, he's all over the place like with his vocals, but it's like he's so passionate and so into it. It's just so interesting to listen to. And the album's like unlike anything I've ever heard before. So it's definitely fresh and really interesting. It's really interesting to listen to, and I've really enjoyed She Loves Us. It's a good track. Very original.
My question for you is like how many I haven't heard this. Like how much vocals is there on this song? Like are they singing for like 35 minutes or is it mostly just instrumental playing and like the vocals come in for a little bit? And
the 35-minute song is it's a lot of instrumental, and then every once in a while like vocals will come in and do a few verses, and then they'll kind of like fade out again. It'll be all like another instrumental breakdown, that sort of thing. But it's like with this album, it's basically just throw out everything you thought you knew about song structure because it's so weird. Like but it's really interesting. It's really interesting to listen to. I recommend it, but you have to listen to it a few times. It's really hard to listen to the first time. The second song is usually I can't really get into like metal. Like a lot of my music is like a lot of my music. That's a reference from on a side note, that's a reference from Creation Festival. Ciaran and I, this one time we were cleaning bathrooms because we volunteer there. And there's this stage called the Fringe stage where all the metal bands will play. And we were really close. We were in a bathroom near that cleaning it. And we hear some guy. The band comes up. And this guy goes up to the microphone.
Just wiping down sinks.
Yeah. And we just hear,
Check!
like,
we're going to have to edit that.
Yeah.
look at that.
That's just a wall of sound on the program here. We're going to have to edit that down.
Like, the occasional laugh is pretty loud on there, but like that was good 5 seconds of like full filled bar.
But somebody just comes up to the stage, and some madman is on the stage. We run out. It's like this band called like Redeem the Exile, and
they were doing sound check. They were doing sound check.
That was how they checked the sound. Yeah,
I remember.
And then they played. Yeah,
I remember wiping down the sink and then like hearing this like that. Insert Josh's little.
Should I do it again?
No, I'm okay actually. And I remember looking over at Josh as this was going on, eyes wide, and then he turns and looks at me, and it's we're both kind of scared. We don't know really what's going on.
Yeah.
And then we're like, should we go and check out?
It's like a naked crazy man on the stage.
Naked crazy. After the sound that we heard, I wouldn't even be surprised.
No.
Yeah. No, it's pretty insane. But anyway, so I can't really get into like metal like that. Like I like a lot of kind of, I don't even know what you'd call some of my music. Like it's more like
classic metal. Like you like,
I don't know. I wouldn't say I like classic metal. I say I like
hard rock.
A lot of hard rock with like, I don't know, like little like accents of metal in it. Probably is what I would call it.
Influences metal,
or like alternative metal maybe. But
yeah, like the Deftones. Deftones are pretty hard.
Deftones, like at least earlier Deftones. But usually I can't get with like kind of more straightforward metal because I hate it when they force their voices to be like really low, or they put effects on it to make them sound like extra low or like demonic or something like that, because it just sounds goofy to me. Like I can't get with that, and I hate it. I think it's so like comical and funny when like a metal song starts off and it's like really heavy instrumental, and then like the vocalist goes like ugh. Like he just does like a like a grunt. I just think it sounds so stupid. And so I don't know, I can't get with that. And I find a lot of metal bands, they sacrifice like the vibes of a song and the dynamics of a song for just being super aggressive and super fast, but I follow Riley Breckenridge on Instagram. He's the drummer of Thrice, and he listens to quite a variety of stuff from like heavy metal to like Kendrick Lamar, like quite a variety of stuff. So he goes on a
all hail Kendrick.
Yeah,
King
Kendrick.
So he goes on a
Kung Fu Kenny.
No Kung Fu Kenny.
He goes.
Josh, you were saying.
Yeah. He goes on like
Thank you for getting that, Cole.
He goes on a run every day, and he posts a photo from like the same like lake with like a mountain backdrop in the background every day when he goes on the run, and he posts like what he listened to on the run because he's always listening to new music. So I just decided to check it out. When I was at UVic on the weekend, I was a little bored, and in the morning, and I was just checking it out.
UVic does get pretty boring.
Yeah, nothing to do.
In the morning, at least. At the night, it's bumping time. But
I'm going this weekend, actually.
Oh, really? Have a great time, dude.
Yeah, thank you.
But in the, I'm sitting there in the morning, and he posts about this one album he listened to, called "The Lights of This Earth Are Blinding" by this band called Centuries. He's like, just like really like kind of like sludgy hardcore stuff, and I was like, okay, I'll check it out. So I previewed it on iTunes, and I was like, this is actually pretty good. Like it doesn't have your like typical metal vocals over it. It's more like kind of hardcore punk vocals over it. So it's still kind of like that screaming sort of thing, but it's not like they're forcing it to sound like super low and evil. Like it's just like the vocalist is pushing his voice so hard.
They're not forcing it at all.
Well, the guy is pushing his voice.
No.
The guy's pushing his voice so hard that it's like basically distorting, right? But there's still like traces of melody in there and stuff. And I listened to some of the album on Bandcamp, and it's like they do know when to like insert, like slow it down a little bit, add dynamics. There's like some bits where it's like a whole acoustic intro to a song, and it was really interesting in contrast to some of the more aggressive stuff. And I, really enjoying it. So the title track, the opening track, "The Lights of This Earth Are Blinding," fresh song, very aggressive. And the end, sort of, there's like a bridge at the end, and there's these vocals that just go back and forth, and they're so intense. And I think this song is only about 2.5 minutes long. I find most songs that are really intense needs time to build, but it's the most intense 2.5 minute banger I've ever heard, and I'm a big fan of it. I really enjoy it. So yeah, that's just what I got to say, man.
Now, Josh, Cole also. I don't know if you noticed that there, but the silence that I gave you over that probably like 10-minute period where you explained your song, you went in depth to it, talked about running. It, pros and cons of it. I don't believe that I got a chance to go into it before you tore me a new one with my song
Ciaran,
choice.
mine wasn't even close to as controversial as yours. Okay, like I'm borderline considering not being your friend anymore. So,
wow.
You know, this could be the end of the podcast.
All right.
Cuts off right here.
Well, episode 2, we made it.
Yeah.
Congrats, ladies. We made it this far.
Ooh, episode 2, nice.
Yeah, so we're at the hour mark here. Do you guys want to jump into Josh? You want to talk about an update on last episode? We talked about a horror movie that came out recently called Veronica. I'm not even gonna bother explaining it. If you want to hear it, you can just hit up our last episode. I'm shamelessly plugging it right there. It should be available in the.
If you haven't listened to it now, I mean, why haven't you already?
No,
why are you listening to this and not that one?
Yeah.
Why are you listening to this at all?
Yeah. That's the real question.
But basically, there was like stuff going around about how it was like the scariest film ever made.
You can kill people.
Yeah, people have died watching this. 98% of people can't.
Or like
finish
people
the whole thing.
could die. You know, like it was like only 1 in 100 people can watch the full movie. So I watched
the rest die.
Yeah, 98.
The rest die. Yeah.
98%. Yeah. Okay.
So I watched the movie on Friday, and I knew that what was being said on the internet was hyping it up. Like I went into it with low expectations because I was like, look, I think it's probably gonna be decently scary, but it's not gonna be that. No movie is like that. And I watched it, and don't get me wrong, it was a well-made film, but for the most part, it wasn't like that original with the whole like possession storyline. There was nothing that really like blew me away, and I was like, whoa, that's really different from any other like Ouija board movie I've seen or anything like that. But it was a fine film. There were lots of cool like there was lots of great cinematography in it, and that sort of thing. Like it was good storytelling. They say it's based on a true story, but very, very loosely. It's based very loosely on a combination of a couple stories. And yeah, it was a good movie, but it was not scary in comparison to many of the other horror movies I've seen. So the hype was not real. Unfortunately, it's a shame, but still watch it. Good film, but low expectations.
I find that's just with life. You know, you're given a little tidbit about life, Josh. I'm gonna give my little tidbit about life.
Beautiful.
I find with life, if you walk into stuff with low expectations, you're constantly surprised.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think you know what? That grinding is just driving me up the friggin' wall. I'm sorry, man. Josh is just like spinning his wine glass, and it's just absolutely, oh my goodness, it's like nails on a chalkboard. But yeah,
get chill, dude.
Yeah.
Why don't you just drink right out of the bottle while you're at it, Josh?
Yeah.
Sorry, I really like this rosé. It's really good.
I don't even know where I was really going with that. I was just kind of going tit for tat with Josh there.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't really understand how it got the reputation it did, because like really, like it had a few scary scenes, but just not that many. I don't understand how it got the reputation it did. Maybe it was a marketing plan. I don't know.
Yeah. If you're such a horror movie junkie though, what is the scariest movie you've ever seen?
Honestly, dude, like it really depends because, I mean, like there's some movies that I've seen that are like super, super disturbing and they deeply disturb me, and there's some that have just really hit me at the right moment and kind of freaked me out, you know?
Yeah.
For me, Josh and I watch tons and tons of horror movies. I would say there's movies that are scary, and then there's movies that are like I'm in the right headspace, and for whatever reason this movie just scared the pants off me. And then there's good horror movies that are inventive and that are genre defying and original. So I tend to kind of separate into two categories.
Yeah.
I think two with an asterisk because I like guilty pleasure horror movies. Like every once in a while,
just watch a really trashy one.
I just want to watch like a really trashy one.
Wrong Turn 5.
Wrong Turn 5.
Yeah.
I'd love to see actually one that I saw recently that was just a really good guilty pleasure movie. No Vacancy. I think it's called. Yeah, I finished it. Josh and I watched about half of it. Did you ever finish it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did.
It's a movie about this couple that go to an abandoned motel, and
it just
apparently
blends in with all the other slasher movies I've seen.
And it's the couple, the hotel is the staging area for a whole bunch of snuff films, and the couple have to escape. But I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Those are the good ones, right? The ones that don't like... Because, I mean, like, every horror movie, you know what's going to happen. And at least for me, it still scares me.
Not necessarily.
No, that's what I'm saying. Okay, let me rephrase that. Most horror movies, you know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But the good ones are the ones that you're saying are, like, genre defying.
Yeah.
You know?
I think probably the scariest experience I've had watching a horror movie was when Ciaran and I were 14.
Yeah,
and
I know exactly. I know the story. Yeah,
and we were super late getting to the theater, and we were going to see The Conjuring, and we were front row. And for some reason, that made it scarier because
back up. You want to tell the story about how we got in?
Oh yeah, okay. So first of all, for whatever reason, they didn't accept our grade 8 student cards, even though it had our date of birth on it that proved that we were 14.
Oh,
for a 14A movie. Yeah. Yeah, for a 14A movie.
You could say that, Cole. You could say
They were like, no, we don't accept grade 8 student cards. You need a grade 9 one. But I'm like, literally, my date of birth is on this.
And also, they hadn't released the grade 9 student cards.
Yeah.
They hadn't given us
We were
them.
still in grade 8, but we were both born in February. And at this point, it was like June. So, like, there was no question. So we had to argue with them. The manager came out.
Yeah.
And we were like, dude, please, the movie starts in 2 minutes. Just let us in.
No, it didn't start in 2 minutes. No. I had to... Your dad was there, and he drove me home.
No, that was for a different movie, Ciaran.
Are you sure?
Where he had to drive you home to get your ID because you had no ID.
Oh.
I had to get my passport, and I had to get my passport to show them.
And I waited outside of this movie, whatever movie we were seeing.
Oh, it was.
Wait, why did you go with them? Why did you just wait at
because
the movie theater?
there was a lineup for this movie we were seeing on like opening night. But anyways, back to The Conjuring. The manager comes out, and we're just convincing him. We're like, dude, please. We're like, we have popcorn bought already, you know. And
the whole 9 yards.
He's like, the thing is, when an inspector comes in here and he sees what's happening, like, we could have the whole place shut down. And I was like, dude, we're 14, please. And he was like,
if an inspector comes, we'll show them our ID that proves we're 14.
And he was like, okay, this one time, you guys can just go. And we were like, thank you so much, dude. So we went. There was like 2 seats left in the very front row center. We went and we sat down. Literally right when we sat down, the movie started. But it was something about being like front row, right against the screen. So like every jump scare got you. Like
there was nothing to hide behind.
Yeah, you know, like you were right there. It was right in your face. And also, I think The Conjuring is a fairly scary movie.
That was the film we saw.
I think a lot of people discount certain horror movies for being scary when they get more popular because people will watch them with groups of friends and then they'll be like laughing and joking with their group of friends and not really watching the movie and getting the whole creepy vibe of it.
Yeah.
And then they'll like finish the movie not really having watched it at all and they'll be like, hey, that wasn't even scary at all. Okay, dude, like that wasn't. But watch it in a theater or like watch it alone. It's a pretty creepy film. It's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah,
they did a great job
with
that movie, and it was super creepy to see in theaters. And it had a happy ending, real nice, you know.
Remember the guy in the background of the theater?
Yeah.
The Conjuring has a lot of scenes where the jump scare is kind of drawn out.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate those.
Very, very much so, to the point where you want it to just to get it over with, right?
Yeah.
Like, please, just
scare me.
Just let it happen already.
And Josh and I. People, I don't know. I don't remember people laughing a lot in the theater, but no. I thought it was so funny looking back on it. This one, I'm gonna say black guy because he did sound black. Yeah. He, every like long drawn out jump scare, he'd be like, "Oh no, man! Nah, B, no! Don't you dare go walking down there, boy! Oh my God, no, boy!" And then the jump scare would come and be like, "Holy Jesus! Holy Jesus! Oh my God!"
That was like actually what it was like. It's so funny.
And no one questioned it because everyone was freaking out.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a great movie. I'd say most disturbing film I've ever seen though is probably this French film called Martyrs.
I concur.
Wow.
Have you seen that, Cole?
I have not.
I'm
like pretty weak when it comes to horror movies, if I'm being honest.
What's what's your scariest level then? Like what
know.
What are we looking at here?
I don't know. Well, you know what? I'm really bad with jump scares. So like, I don't know.
You've said that before.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No,
that's been addressed.
Hey,
one
Cole,
I saw recently that actually. Here's the thing. I'm so bad with jump scares, so I'm like hiding behind pillows and stuff. I saw Hush.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, it's a good film.
Yeah, I
Not
saw
that
that one too.
terrifying, but filled with jump scares from start to finish. Because this lady's like deaf, and there's this guy trying to break into her house. Right, that's the premise of it. So all the time he just comes out of nowhere, and I'm crapping my pants. Like,
I don't know. What was that guy's purpose though? Like, why was he
like to
you
kill
know?
a deaf lady? He's purging all the deaf
And
people.
he got rid of the mask so fast. Like he was just like,
Yeah,
here's my face.
yeah.
Well, yeah, because he assumed that he was gonna kill her because she
Yeah,
was
I know, but
mute
I
and
feel like
mute.
the mask was such a selling point in the
And
promotion of the
deaf.
movie, and it was there for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You know.
On the topic of horror movies that are actually really good, I don't know if you define it as a horror movie or a thriller, but Get Out was really, really good.
Yeah, Get Out was a really good movie.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
it was
I
original.
was really
Yeah.
rooting for that one for Best Picture.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What is wrong? Kidding.
Like I haven't seen Shape of
Josh.
Water yet, but I thought
Okay,
Get Out would
have you
be-
seen any other Best Picture nominee
Yeah,
other than?
yeah.
Oh, really?
I saw right before the night before the Oscars, I watched Three Billboards Outside Ebbings, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really think that was a great film, honestly. Like it was just, I watched it with my whole family. Like my grandparents came over, my aunt came over.
Are you serious?
Nobody liked it.
That is a pretty brutal film to be watching with your family.
Well, I mean, everyone's older now, right? So,
Oh, okay.
but it
yeah.
was, I don't know. We didn't really like it that much. We're like, yeah, it's not really Best Picture material. But I thought, Get Out's a very good movie. It balanced the comedy and the horror very well to not make it like a comedy horror, but there were like really actually funny moments of comic relief in there.
Yeah.
It had some really interesting to say about the relations between races,
Mhm.
It was very relevant to today. It was, it had some fairly scary moments. It held off on violence for the most part, so that when any violence actually occurred, it was actually like genuinely shocking. It was really well written, and I thought a horror movie winning Best Picture would be really refreshing because there's only ever been two others ever, which is The Exorcist and Silence of the Lambs.
Mhm.
Oh, I liked Silence of the Lambs a lot, actually. That is also
That's a great film.
a good horror movie.
Anthony Hopkins, probably my
Very,
favorite actor.
very
ever.
good actor.
Really?
Especially in that movie.
I love that guy.
Wow, that's high praise.
Yeah, he's been knighted, Kieran, for like
Sir Anthony
yeah.
Hopkins.
Of course, and Sir Anthony Hopkins, if you're listening to this, I apologize for not using the Sir in front of your name.
Yeah, and
previously.
he's a good Catholic guy too, Kieran. Like he would tour around to Catholic boys' schools and give speeches to them.
Come to Corpus Christi.
Yeah.
Corpus
So
Christi,
honestly,
actually.
like,
It's
I'm-
pronounced Corpus Crispy.
Can you imagine if he came to VC? Like, wow, that'd be an experience, huh?
I think I'd be the only one that would really get him. I think
Yeah.
that place was like an intellectual wasteland, honestly.
ripping,
You know what, okay,
ripping
I-
doors off stalls. And
I digress. I think it was not an intellectual wasteland. A lot of smart guys that came
Yeah.
through that. I'd say cultural wasteland.
Yeah. You walk into the bathroom and like Anthony Hopkins is in there ripping the door off a stall.
Hey man, he's
Okay, they keep referring to. I went to an all-boys private Catholic high school, and just a bit. And you know what? I'm not even going to use bit. Just a thing that the guys did. Never participated in it. Only saw it done a couple times. They would just rip the stalls off the bathroom doors, so that there would be. It wouldn't be there. Like they'd rip it off.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where like you would walk into a bathroom and there'd be people because they had to go just using the stalls that didn't have doors in it because the other ones were being used. Especially there was one bathroom only had two stalls in it. So what are you gonna do? And I had to pee one time, so I walk in, and I think did I talk about this last time?
I don't remember if that was when we went out for
Yeah,
wings.
you talked about it
or
last
if it was
time.
last week. That's
you,
what I was
You
thinking.
talked about it last week. for
On the
sure.
podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's the end. That's all I gotta say.
That's the whole story. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, see ya.
So I mean, aside from movies, you guys been watching any good TV this past week?
Yes, I actually watch Mad Men. I don't know if you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
know. You guys know it?
Of course.
Yeah.
It's with John Hamm, Elizabeth Olsen, January Jones, I believe
Isn't
Richard.
that a weird name to give someone like who names their
January?
kid
I get like
January?
April and
May, June.
June.
You ever notice how they're all three in a row?
Wow.
April, May, June.
What kind of? Imagine if someone named had 3 kids though, and named them April, May, June.
Or named a kid. Or the kid's last name was June. Gave him first name April. Middle name May.
Like, what if you name your kid like October? No, this is October.
I think you.
Hi, I'm November 31st. There's no November 31st. I apologize.
Yeah.
You fail as a parent, I'd say, if you name your kid October.
Yeah, was January Jones actually born in January?
We should look it up right now. Actually, we have. This is the internet right now.
Like, honestly, I really hope she was.
That's a nice. That's probably not her real name though.
Oh,
like,
I'm
that's
sure.
probably like her stage name. It's just nice sounding name though, right? Like January Jones.
January Jones. Everything with it followed by Jones is kind of.
I think it's just because we're
5th,
American.
January 5th, 1978.
Wow.
Yeah, that's her actual name.
Wow. Years active, 1999 to present.
Can you imagine that? You're such an unoriginal parent that you're like, my kid was born in January. What should I name her? January. Okay. Nice one.
Yeah, congratulations to the parents of January
Real
Jones.
Inventive. I mean,
Mr. and
parents
Mrs.
have gone
Jones?
too far in trying to be like, my kid's name is original. I spelled Nicole with a K instead of a C. Like, you know?
I feel like that's just like Caitlin spelt like 12 different ways.
It's
just
like-
gets old.
I still don't know
It's
how
like,
to spell
congratulations.
Caitlin,
Now your kid can
There
never
is-
get a keychain with their name on it.
Yeah.
Like,
And you know what? That's the problem, Cole. You touched on a really important issue because now that there's been so many different variations on the name Caitlin, there is no right way to spell Caitlin.
Oh no.
it's so annoying.
They should have like the government should put like this is what you're allowed to name your child, and there's a list of like however many names. Like you're not allowed. Actually, it's a stupid idea. I don't know.
You mean
Well,
like
you
in
sound
North,
like you're coming
like
from
North Korea?
1984 here, dog.
Yeah.
Big brother?
Is this Big Brother watching?
Yeah.
You? Is Big Brother listening? With Mad Men though, great series. I don't know. Everything is just so gorgeous in it. Like all the costumes, all the set pieces.
January Jones.
Beautiful.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Cool.
She's a little old for you there,
Yeah,
Cole. She's
yeah,
40
she's-
years
I
old.
was speaking
huh?
on the behalf of Ciaran. I can't speak for myself.
all right. Yeah, I'm gonna let that slide.
Okay.
Yeah, just I know it's all tacky, all this stuff, you know,
Yeah.
like all these old suits and whatever, but I just would love to have, you know, an office like, you know, they like Don. Okay, you're laughing. Okay. I just would love to have an office similar to Don Draper, you know, and of course, that being said, I do not want a wet bar in my office to drink from at like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Why though? Why not?
Because I'm not a high functioning alcoholic.
A little mimosas in the morning, Kieran? I know you love your mimosas.
I love a mimosa.
Yeah.
You can definitely tempt me with a mimosa.
Yeah.
And, you know, smoking like a train and all that stuff.
Smoking like a train? What are you
I've
talking
never heard
about,
that
dude?
before.
Drinking like a fish, smoking like a train.
Do fish?
I don't think I've ever heard that.
Never heard
it's
that.
Probably just a term for Mad Men viewers.
What?
Yeah, we're not clear. We're clearly not nearly as cultured as
No,
Ciaran
it's
is.
what is it's the like saying you drink a lot, like drinks like a fish. You ever heard that?
Do
But
fish
aren't
drink
fish-
that much?
Well, they're
No, but
underwater, aren't they?
It's
Well,
not
That's
a
the
good
whole
term.
thing.
But
They're swimming
that's
in.
Kieran, there's a
breathing.
reason it's not a popular term anymore. I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah,
Think about it.
I digress. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. What
But
about you, Cole?
I do have to say though, for that all that old fashioned stuff, the cars way back in the I'm not like really into cars,
Me
but
neither.
like the cars back in the day, so much nicer than they are now.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Like an
Mhm.
old Cadillac. Oh
Mm.
my gosh, dude.
And you
So
know what?
nice.
I actually am a little bit frustrated. I heard one of my dad's friends had this conversation with my dad, and I just heard it, and I really just, you know, when you agree with something so hard that you're just like, dang, like I understand what you're saying.
I agree with this so much.
That was pretty much me.
It's kind of like Step Brothers, like, you know, where they both, I forget the line, but like, do we just become best friends?
Yeah.
Like, you know, because
Yeah.
you are the same person and then
Yeah.
you become best friends.
That's me with like everything Dustin Kensrue ever says. I love that guy. But anyways,
Dustin
continue.
who?
Dustin Kensrue. Lead
Who's
singer
he?
Thrice.
I don't-
Love Dustin Kensrue.
But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, he said, I just don't understand today with like Lamborghinis and, you know, Bugattis and all these different cars. I understand the, you know, like $100,000, whatever. If you're gonna spend that money, having a luxury car like that, get a classic car.
I know, dude.
Like, if you have that kind of money to throw around, who cares if it's like not as reliable or whatever? Because if you're spending like $100,000 on a car,
you obviously are in a position.
Have enough money to pay for like if there's
mechanic,
tons of stuff wrong with it, whatever. It's gonna be terrible on gas. Who cares?
I mean, they're obviously so like not environmentally friendly, but if you have that kind of money, buy a classic car, convert it to electric or something like that. It's possible.
Oh.
Is it?
That should be kind of
cool. I'm sure it is. Yo, if you have enough money, you could pay anybody to do anything, huh?
You could just use ethanol, I think.
Yeah, let's recreate classic cars to be electric.
We're going to start a business.
Please.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Yep.
I don't have a lot of capital to throw into it at this moment.
But if we have any willing investors...
Mm-hmm. Oh, Cole, are you going to go to Skookum Festival?
I do not. Actually, can you please fill me on what Skookum Festival is?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Cole. Skookum Festival.
Ciaran casually brings it up. Oh, Cole, are you going?
Did you know I bought tickets today?
Yeah, it's a music festival at Stanley Park. September 7th to 9th, 3-day festival. Whole bunch of pretty big acts for a small festival like this. The Killers,
especially because it's not like a festival that you're camping out at. It's like in the middle of the city in Stanley Park, right?
Yeah,
so
it's not a 24/7 festival. It's just like I think it starts at noon and then goes till 1 and starts again the next day. So Florence and the Machine, the Arkells are playing. Love those guys. Killers, War on Drugs. They just won a Grammy actually.
Really?
Metric. Yeah, best alternative album.
St. Vincent too won best alternative album a few years ago, right?
She was on the Oscars actually recently. Yeah, she was. She performed with who is it? Sufjan Stevens.
Father John Misty, who released a great album last year.
Yeah.
Critically acclaimed album.
Mother, Chromeo. Love those guys.
Yeah. I've heard the name Cold War Kids tossed around a few times.
Yeah, they have a couple good hits. Greta Van Fleet. It's like a Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, very Led Zeppelin kind of styled rock. Buffy St. Marie, she's a classic Canadian artist. She's big on like First Nations rights and all that. I've studied her a lot last year in my First Nations and Indigenous Studies class.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we could go on and on about these guys.
Oh, look at all these bands. White Horse, Black Pistol Fire. Like, it's a great lineup. Said the Whale. Hey, Vancouver band. Classic.
Exactly.
Hey Ocean too, Vancouver.
Yeah, you can just. Do you want to just read the whole thing at this point, or?
Yeah, let's just read that. No, that's too many.
It just keeps going.
Wait, the Boom Booms also Vancouver. I saw them at the Vogue.
You did.
Wow! Look at this. It's quite a lineup. It's quite a lineup. We'll just say that. It's
okay, I brought up the. I brought this up, guys. Thank you.
Sorry, Karen.
Oh, there's also food, art, and after dark.
After dark. What?
Oh.
What?
We're just on the website right now.
Oh, Skookum After Dark. Dang! It's just. I think it's just a rave. Okay.
But anyways,
way more exciting.
Recently, BC has like no festivals pretty much.
After Squamish and Pemberton both closed down.
And there was another one that was in the interior that closed down last summer, didn't it?
Really?
Remember that? It was in the interior, and they closed it down because of the wildfires, right?
I'm not sure. I know even Levitation Vancouver is not a thing anymore. Just it went for 2 years. The second year there were troubles with Malcolm Bull, so they moved to everything to the Commodore, which is really screwed up because everyone under 19 had their tickets refunded. And that was a shame. I really wanted to go to that psychedelic music festival in Vancouver, started by the Black Angels. Nice.
Excellent. Yeah, I bought tickets today, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. Don't think my bank account is. However,
That's what summer's for.
Exactly.
Make that money back. And you're good.
Hey.
I'm still trying to save money. I really want to get tickets for that, but we'll see how it's going in a few months if there's still tickets left for Skookum.
And speaking of getting money, if any of our listeners want to donate, see how it is, guys.
That's a good segue.
I am
Send us e-transfers to ciaranandjoshpodcast@gmail.com, please.
Yeah. I think you said pretty much everything I wanted to say, Josh. Thank you. That's all I got. We're approaching the 1 hour 30-minute mark. Do you guys want to wrap it up?
I don't know. I actually have a TV show I was watching this week that I was a big fan of.
Josh, take it away.
If we have stuff to talk about, we can keep going.
Yeah, we'll just keep going.
No one's
People
listening.
Can stop
That's
listening.
okay.
No one's listening to this.
Listening. The third and final season of Love premiered on Netflix this past week. It's made by Judd Apatow. Mm-hmm. He's a great guy. He produces a lot of great stuff. It's starring Gillian Jacobs and Paul. What's his last name? He's a real awkward looking guy. But
he's an odd fish.
Yeah, I liked. I initially started watching it because I really like Community, and Gillian Jacobs.
Show.
Yeah, Gillian Jacobs was on it, and then she was posting about like, oh, this is my new show. Oh yeah, she's on it with Paul Rust, who also writes some of the show with Judd Apatow, and it's a great show. It's really good. It's funny. It's dramatic. It's touching. So it's the final season right now. I'm about halfway through, and it's really good so far. I really enjoy it. So, yeah, it's great. I'd recommend it to anybody looking for a good TV show. Yeah, check it out. Only 3 seasons is the final one. It's a quick watch, but very well made. Very well made.
Now, Cole, I'm going to put you on the spot here. You have a chance to offer up a TV show you've been watching recently. We, Josh and I, have both put up critically acclaimed, beloved TV shows, television series. I think that's the better,
sir.
term. Don't let us down. That's all I gotta say. Bringing you on this was a stretch. I was against it.
This is the test.
Josh was for it.
I thought you were for it. I was against it too.
Wait,
what? Then
I don't know who even wanted Cole on this.
Why is he here?
I can go now if you want.
Cole, get out of here, dude. We hate you.
Honestly, just leave. Oh my god.
Anyways, as we were saying, my TV show of choice. Honestly, I don't watch a lot of TV, guys. I've been pretty busy with school. However, I'm looking at starting now. This might not be as deep as your guys's. Friends, good show. Who doesn't love Friends?
I don't know, dude. I didn't think it was that funny.
Okay, cool, whatever. Ciaran, do you like Friends?
Yeah, I liked Friends. I think there's sitcoms I like better, but I like Friends.
Okay, I get it.
I don't know. I tried to get into it, but I just couldn't. I didn't think it was like that funny. I don't really get the hype around it. I don't get the hype around Friends.
Thing is,
someone please explain it.
I've heard it's like there's a good hype around it, but I cannot speak firsthand because I haven't watched a lot of it. However, my brother watched a good chunk of it, and therefore, in passing, I watched quite a bit, and I must say I did enjoy it. So I'm looking at potentially starting that. I've watched a good amount of The Office as well.
The Office is classic.
Lovely show. Threat Level Midnight, greatest TV episode of all time, I must say.
Oh man,
dude, I can't imagine Sam watching a show that clean.
I know, right?
I feel like, how does Sam get, like, not that Friends is
I don't know
super
where it comes
wholesome,
from.
but how does Sam watch something that wholesome?
Yeah, Sam, Cole's brother, is known to just drop the most perverse, disgusting, just foul concoctions of words in sentences that anyone I've ever met.
Yeah.
He may be a guest eventually, I've heard.
Yeah, but basically Sam's whole track is just going to be censored. So you'll just hear how Ciaran and I react to what he says. Pretty much, yeah.
Basically.
So why don't we hit a quick Happy Crappy? Mm-hmm. Happy Crappy of the week. Cole, you're our guest.
Awesome. I was hoping I wouldn't have to start. Guys, I must say, this has to be my happy of the week. This has been a lot of fun.
Shucks.
I'm
you
really
can
just
get your money
kissing up
afterwards. Don't
here,
worry.
But no, I must say this has truly been very enjoyable. My crappy, last night playing a little basketball, go face first into the shoulder of my brother, who has been mentioned quite a bit. Got a good chunk of my lip taken out.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, that's what that's from. It's not a cold sore, I swear.
Okay.
Cole has herpes.
Yep, surprise.
Haha, thanks, Mom.
Haha. Okay.
What, dude? What do you say?
That was a reference to the first story.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
That was a reference to the first story. As soon as those
terrible human being.
Ciaran says, "Thanks, Mom, for the cold sore herpes."
Shut up, Ciaran.
As soon as I mentioned that joke, I knew it was bad.
I was like, no.
Oh, man, thanks. You know what? Someone out there is going to get the humor. Probably me when I rewatch this again.
I'm probably going to watch this tomorrow when I'm doing homework if it's uploaded in time.
Just picture one of our future guests, probably Lauren Kelly. She's just here's the herpes joke, and she's like, like, you 100%. That's what's going to happen. Right?
Yeah. I was going to say something about Lauren Kelly loving pickles, but that was going to come out the wrong way. It was a reference to, I'm not even going to expand. It's okay.
Yeah, she pickled me pretty hard, but that's... It's not like it sounds. Okay, just don't worry about it.
What else do I have to say? Nope, that was my crappy. Who would like to go next? Ciaran, perhaps?
Thank you. Crappy. You know what? Right now, I'm gonna go like happy crappy right now. What time is it? 10:02 Pacific Standard Time.
Holy,
crappy?
Is it actually that late?
Yeah,
Okay.
10:02 Pacific.
Wow.
10:02 Pacific Standard Time.
Borat thing, like wow, wow.
Very nice. I still have, I'd say, 3 assignments that I need to get done before 9 o'clock tomorrow.
Oh my goodness! So you're not sleeping tonight, huh?
Probably not.
That gives you 11 hours.
It's okay,
if we
dude.
stop right now.
The podcast is worth it.
And there's still, like, I gotta get. Our friend is at a pub like 100 meters away from here.
Dude, they texted me and they left at like 8 p.m. and they're like, tell them not to come.
Oh,
you can still
Yeah.
go if
Are
you
you
want,
serious?
though.
Yeah.
Are you just joking?
No, I'm not even joking. I don't know why they left that early.
That's so lame.
They probably went downtown, but that is 2 missed calls from Brett. Awesome.
Yeah.
Ciaran's very dedicated to the podcast.
Yeah.
Crap. All right. Well,
Just
never
kinda
mind
got
then.
a little derailed. Ciaran, think about all the time you have to do homework now, though.
You get so much time, dude.
Happy. I have a lot to look forward to after I finish those things. So, like, I'm going to Mexico and I'm going to University of Victoria this weekend. So,
Nice.
I'm gonna say that. That's my happy.
Lovely.
So my crappy is probably I went out on Monday night for my friend's birthday, which is actually really fun. It's probably one of my hobbies, but I was out really late. We were out in a bar downtown, so I didn't get home till like after midnight, and it just kind of screwed me over for the whole week because I'm so tired this week. But yeah, the happies was the birthday party on Monday was really fun, and on the weekend I went to UVic. I saw some friends I hadn't seen in a while. It was a really, really fun time. Went out for another friend's birthday out there, and we just hung out in his dorm afterwards, played some cards, watched some H3 Productions on YouTube.
Shout out
Love
Ethan
those
Elikline.
guys.
If you'd like to have us on your show, please.
Please, I love you. But
Send us an email.
Definitely knows.
All 3 of us are Helicliners.
Yes. So, and it was a really fun time. We had a great time. It was really fun to have just some like real, just kind of classic fun with some good friends. So it was a great time.
That sounds like a very good experience, Josh.
Yeah. So on that note, I think we've said everything we can say for tonight. Hey, Kieran's looking at his phone. He's dying about something. Kieran, please.
Would you like to enlighten us, or is it,
yeah, there's a little bit of a backstory to this. The program that I'm in right now, it's a leadership program. So I did a leadership project, this one course, and Jake Nolan, we've referenced him a couple times.
Yeah.
I threw him as a reference on to get this scholarship to be a part of this program.
Yeah.
And he got an email because the part of the whole thing is you present your project.
Yeah.
At the end of the semester, so I'm presenting it soon. And Jake Nolan just sent me a text. And he says, "Please read this. Find the typo and try not to laugh." And one of the Corpus Christi staff sent this long email. Oh, yeah, it's actually pretty brief, but he sent this email, all this glowing words. "Warm greetings to you, Mr. Nolan from Corpus Christi College." Nolan. All this
I can't take that seriously.
Flowing, romantic language, and I was looking through it trying to find the typo, and I finally found it. And he said, so this is just a little paragraph. "As a referee for Ciaran Sanders for the Step Into Leadership Scholarship, we would be very honored if you are able to come to the gala and celebrate with her for the hard work he had put in throughout the year." And I just thought,
I don't know why that's so funny, but it is.
I don't know. Just a cheeky little laugh there.
Yeah, cheeky little bugger.
Yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Well, I like
Classic,
that.
dude.
I like that.
On that note, I think we've said all we can for tonight. We've made a quite excellent podcast. I'd like to say a big thanks to our guest Cole Beeksma tonight.
Thank you, Cole.
You really spiced up our podcast.
Can't go without thanking you guys, my lovely friends, and the host of this wonderful show.
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, I'm leaving right now.
All right.
Yeah, so make sure to tune in, and it's going to be about 2 weeks from now. Kieran's going away to Mexico, as he said. Mm-hmm. So he's going to be away next week, so we're not going to have a podcast next week.
Senor.
But in 2 weeks from now, we're going to have most likely not 100% confirmed, but very likely, we'll have Tessa Ratte on. She'll be a wild time. I mean, we're going to say things, and it's probably going to go like this. Ciaran, oh my gosh. Or Josh, okay.
Josh, okay.
What the heck?
Let me tell you a story. Okay, sit down.
So it'll be real fascinating, very interesting. You're not going to want to miss it. So.
And it's going to be the first female guest we've had on the show, so it's definitely going to throw off the testosterone-fueled nightmare that we've been presenting to our listeners.
We'll be injecting a little bit of estrogen into the mix.
You heard me, nightmare.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for listening, and you have a great day or night, or whatever time you listen to it. Great morning. I don't know, dude. Anyways, I'm Josh.
I'm Ciaran.
I'm Cole.
And this has been the Ciaran and Josh Experience. Thank you for listening.